and welcome back to Napoleon Total War 3. Last time around we had quite the difficulty actually getting a battle since it seems to be crashing. Or at least when I fight the French for some reason along this line. So my plan is to gather this army up, get the Württembergers to declare war on France, and then continue through here to attack them. Hopefully this guy won't actually be standing in my way to launch the attack. Most likely he actually is. So I probably want to post myself a bit back once I actually get there. So maybe once I'm here, there is, or actually behind, maybe, or close to this anyways. And I like the fact that the AI is seemingly clever enough to actually guard the bridges, even though, I mean, they put a single troop here and a single troop there. It probably would have been better. But maybe, I guess, a single troop is not to provoke France. Anyways, this time around, I hope to actually be drawing into battle. Probably not this one. Right over here. Since I'm not even sure I will be able to get Württemberg to declare war on them. And I'm not going to move here. Possibly waiting for... we've got quite a bit of Prussians. Actually got 2 Prussian full stacks-ish. 3 on the way. And then a Russian one. No, what we're going to do is we're going to fight the Spanish. So the Spanish, in last episode, I was going to fight them, but they hid in the forests of Tuscany, or whatever. I don't know, is this, what's Milan region, northern Italy? Why did I say Tuscany? I don't know why I said Tuscany. Is that Tuscany? I don't know. This region anyways. Right, this one. Over here, you see this one? That forest over there, that's where they were hidden. Anyways, they burnt down the college, which I was trying to protect. So sneaky bastards. I'm gonna go ahead and attack them. So the battle will be kind of an obvious victory, but hopefully the main thing of the battle will be the fact that we will be able to play it until completion, and that it will not falter, that it will not be a dud, that we'll actually be able to end the battle, secure victory and so forth. I actually tested out, before this battle here, I tested out to take the cavalry units out of 2 armies, send them down, because we had a small army of Napoleon over here in the Piedmont region, far over here, and so I sent the cavalry over. And the battle went over, so because Napoleon's army was so small and I had all cavalry and I was able to swarm them quite quickly, I was able to win the battle rather quickly. But as soon as I clicked victory button and end turn and it went into load the victory, it crashed. Both times I tried it. I didn't try it a third time because I got bored. But here we have it anyways. We're gonna fight the Spanish. Pretty straightforward battle. Should be quite easy to win. Could be some upsets, you never know. My mistakes and so forth. But with that said, let's go ahead and take a 4,000 army against the 2,000 strong Spanish. I mean, the big part of the Spanish is the cavalry. They've got a lot of strong cavalry. And then maybe the Lightfoot could inflict some damage on us. But other than that, it seems to be going well. The general is also quite a high star, so that'll be interesting. With that said, let's go ahead and jump straight into battle, shall we? And here we are on the battlefield, ready to face the Spanish. So the Spanish have deployed their troops as following. We can see the Horse Guard Dragoons right here, and oh, I didn't actually notice that until I went close up. That they have put the Light Hussars and the Horse Guard right next to each other. And then over here, they've got just a line cavalry regiment. And then it looks like they've posted all the line infantry over here and the light infantry. And one of the cannons, I think. Or maybe they've posted both of the cannons there. Oh yeah, they've posted both of the cannons inside each other. That's great. And yeah, so my plan is I'm gonna send up the Grenzer company, which we've got right here. We'll send them up roughly around here, because if we look at the terrain, from here they can actually fire at the enemy. Otherwise, going up on the over the hill here, you'll have to go quite close. But I'm going to send the Grenzer company, or the Grenzer regiment, I should say, up over there, aided by the hussars that will swing around, and then the grenadiers will come in from the side. I've placed the heavy cavalry in the center to just go straight forwards into the enemy. We've got the cannons over here to aid, and then this infantry will swing like this and sweep whatever's left. Also, we got these two. So the first thing that will happen is we'll send this one forward with these two swinging in from the side to deal with the enemy cavalry. Hopefully I'll even be able to inspire this one before they go for the frontal charge. The first thing we'll do is we'll let the cannons fire once before I send in the cavalry, and that's probably the only cannon shot we will fire. So hopefully we'll get a few of the enemies, and with that, let's go ahead and start the battle. So go ahead and turn the guns towards the enemy's heavy cavalry, heavy and light cavalry, and hopefully we'll last a few of them. Looks like we managed to get a few cannon shots going through them. Right, heavy cavalry will advance, with the Chevaliers advancing on the flank, and we might as well start sending up the light infantry. The Grenadiers will follow after. The General will come after here so he can go ahead and inspire these guys as they're about to make their way towards the Dragoon Guards. Right, they seem to be turning towards us. We will be turning towards them. He will go ahead and inspire, and it looks like they're calling their charge, and we will be calling ours. So inspire these guys will now retreat back, and we'll have a cavalry fight. So my Chevaliers strike the Dragoons, while the heavy cavalry comes in from the flank, and it sounds as though the Spanish are retreating en masse. With the fact that this has opened up, I'm going to tell the cannons to open up and hopefully maybe fire on this line cavalry unit a little bit. We've got to keep an eye on what's going on here. I'm going to stop these guys just so I don't walk straight into trouble like I used to do. We're gonna turn all the cavalry attention over here, and it looks like the enemy has actually placed a militia unit to hold the town. And we're gonna just go ahead and avoid those. The enemy cavalry is riding right in front of here. I'm going to tell the cannons to hold fire. There's no point in having them firing. The line cavalry is actually going for my grenadiers, which is a bad idea. They caught the attention of my cavalry just then to turn back and ride straight into the grenadiers and die. Now we're gonna deal with the militia though, which I think I can deal with just having the cavalry move into play. So I wonder if my cannons are able to fire at this location. I will tell them, you know what, if I tell them to attack here, maybe these idiots will wake up.
Glorious
and we'll give,
we'll
give them a barrage. So cavalry is a bit winded, a bit tired. we should be able... You know what? Let's get the militia before they are able to get into square. Oh, they're about to break just by the site. Will they be able to fire off a few shots? No! They will not. And quite quickly they break. Now we don't want to waste all the energy of the cavalry, so the cuirassiers are the ones... They are just tired, the other ones are very tired. So we'll have them retire, prepare to go ahead and attack this, while I'll tell both of these Chevaliers, the O'Reillys and the Bavarians, to just charge after this one and chase them down. I told you to fire over here, but I guess they don't really have an angle to fire, do they? They will, however, now kinda have an angle, since I forced them to attack the ground over the region. Oh. Oh, that shot actually hit them. That one bounced through. So even though this one missed, this cannon hit. And that one missed.
The men are fatigued,
and
sir.
that one
Must
hit.
rest a while.
And that has caused the Spanish to start to get their act together. I'm gonna tell them to aim the cannons behind there, and hopefully that will get them to act. Seems like this cannon is aiming for my light infantry. We're gonna move them up and start firing over here, and I think it's time to tell the grenadiers to advance. We'll have the general follow, and I mean, I don't think there's any point. Oh, that the O'Reillys also want to take part here. And the line infantry will now advance. The reserves will hold their place. And for good measure, we'll move the hussars into the
men
flank.
are fatigued, sir, and must rest a while.
So the light infantry, my Grensers, are fighting the Spanish from a pretty good position here on the hill. However, it seems as though the Spanish are actually having the upper hand against my Grensers. Which I think I've speculated about this, that the height difference or the way that the arc of the bullets within the mod fires means that units firing uphill will actually have a greater chance to hit than units firing downhill. So you don't really have an advantage of standing on a high hill, since we know that the shots oftentimes gets fired away pretty high. So when they fire like I don't like that this one is going straight for the O'Reillys or my cuirassiers. My cuirassiers are fresh at this point, so they could go with another charge. My grenadiers are now engaged as well, helping out to fight here. Once this one's gone, I can turn up the grenadiers. So I think this one... Ah crap, they opened fire. I was hoping they wouldn't. We're gonna retire the cavalry, since I'm not gonna charge straight into that fire. However, since this one is kind of on its own, I think we can have the line infantry go ahead and fight those guys on their own. And what I'm going to do is, well, not really. We're gonna have two of these grenadiers move forwards, and we're gonna have these two grenadiers get in between here, and then we'll have to halt the line infantry at some point to fight these guys. So I think the general will move over, and then we'll inspire one of the, I think the 5th Grenadiers. and help them in their fight against this infantry unit. So we've lost about 40 Grenzer, and I imagine most of the deaths in this unit actually comes from the small company, and then the grenadiers in the flank, and not so much. Oh, the line infantry has really not made a great angle. Move like that. And then I'm gonna go ahead and inspire you. And then we're gonna post you back here. So the Spanish are now moving. We've got one line infantry unit here. They could be moving to outflank my light infantry, which is not nice. So the light infantry will move further back, and I think they might need some aid of the general. This Spanish unit, I'm not entirely sure what they're doing. They're running about getting killed in front of my men. Well, I have the both of these Chevaliers move away, and we'll have the Kalmak Cuirassiers move around the line infantry. Oh, they formed square in protection. Well, I've seen this being done before by the AI to basically give them a little bit of a morale boost just before they completely break. So at this point, my theory should be working in favor of me, as my light infantry is at the bottom. It seems that just my light infantry is very shit, it seems. The Grenzers, not good. That square is really holding, is gonna hold the very last man, it seems. Right, the light infantry can go ahead and move up even further. Yeah, my light infantry is not doing well. I want to see what this guy is going. Is he going for my... I want him to go towards the light. Oh, he's going to go straight for the Hussars. Well then, the Hussars will go straight for them. The only thing that's saving this unit is the fact that the AI is stupid enough to not actually continue the fire that they have. I like that these guys are retreating in square. It's like the... what's it called? The Napoleon series. That French series about Napoleon, where the guard forms the old guard forms a square around him as he moves off the field. Charge of the Hussars! And the Spanish light infantry has broken within seconds. And we will continue into this line infantry unit that is possibly forming square while they're under fire. Are they forming square? Yes, they are. The Hussars could probably break the square, but I'll tell the Hussars to retire. So we can see here most of the Spanish army is retreating at this point. What I could do is I could charge the square. It's gonna move forward. Have the Cuirassiers, have them move in and swipe the enemy away. And the Hussars will reorganize over here. I've told the light infantry to gain some ground here. And hopefully they should be able to inflict quite a bit of damage. I have one last inspire ability, so we can go ahead and use that on my infantry here. I inspire them. Well, you know what? We're gonna follow with a bayonet charge. We'll have the light infantry. Oh, once again they've formed square. The little square that could not, it seemed. So I'm telling the light infantry to charge after, with the general closing in. The little square, I don't think the little square will hold against the the Karl Mack Graziers, as they will go straight for it and break that square. Or try to, at least. Seeing as though everything around here is being surrounded by cavalry. Oh, the square is the last to hold.
We have killed their general, sir.
The Spanish officer and his brave Spanish soldiers hold on to the end. But they are forced to retire. And I will not actually chase these guys down. They have earned their place in history. Not so much for the others. Oh, you know what? There's a line infantry unit that's come back. So we'll go for that one. Send the general with the cuirassiers, and that should be enough. And we'll have the light infantry move forwards, and the hussars. So they're still retreating in square. They must really adore their captain, as they keep a square around him at all time. They must have seen that in Napoleon series as well. Looks like these guys are actually, they're leaving the field at this point. Shouldn't have sent the cuirassiers or the chevaliers so far away. I don't really want to fight the Spanish again, though. The general will go ahead and charge, kill off the Spanish cannon crew. This could be
Sir! Sir!
turn into a disaster. But clearly not, because these guys... What's wrong with his arse? The general chasing them down, right. I'm not entirely sure if my cuirassiers will be able to get these guys, but it seems like the Spanish... They are leaving. They are leaving the field. They're not coming back. So I don't have to worry about them. But it looks as though on an upside the battle hasn't crashed. And I guess I'll just have to try to win this campaign without fighting the French. However, I'm going to do that. But given the fact that the English have taken the biggest part of Spain, and the Prussians have invaded and taken the Batavian Republic, means that my allies can be counted upon to end this. Oh, what's this? A unit that I missed. This one we can actually chase down, because this one, 2 chevrons, it's a light infantry unit. I still have 148 men. And very nice. Let's go ahead and end these 2 infantry units. Make sure that these guys do not come back. Hopefully the entire army gets destroyed, so I don't have to out-resolve these guys afterwards, and in so doing possibly risk the lives, the 72 lives of this Spanish unit and their brave captain. I mean, it was kind of foolish to perform square right in front of my grenadiers, so they probably lost a lot of men due to that, but I mean, they held on just to hold their ground. They held their ground to the very end of the battle. This grenadier unit lost a surprisingly high amount of troops. And there we have it. Victory was achieved. Let's go ahead and see if this crashes as I move back to the campaign map. Mächtig und unbesiegt. Whatever. I guess mighty and... Well, mighty and unbowed is what the British say. So I guess it's... They were mighty and undefeated. Karl von Mark managed to defeat the Spanish. He only lost 270 men while destroying the Spanish force, leaving 408 Spanish alive. We seem to have team killed about 50 of our own men. Roughly. Highest kills, the O'Reillys, well, basically the cavalry. After the cavalry, we have the Grenzer infantry actually inflicting the most kills, but also suffering the most casualties. Then the Grenadier Guards managed to kill 69, and then the Grenadiers, Grenzer Company 35, and the General 14. Cavalry not so much, and then obviously not as you go down through the list, not a lot. The reserve actually managed to kill 4. I guess that's the cavalry that charged my artillery position, or towards it. Good battle, but moreover, so it's a battle that actually worked. Unfortunately, it seems as though we're gonna have to follow the Spanish and completely end them. So here's the heroic unit, and now it's gone. And we can now move north and repair everything. Right, so with this, we're gonna end turn. I'm gonna see what goes down, and then hopefully for next video I'll be able to figure out how to get around winning the campaign without fighting the French. I'm hoping it's the crash problem seems to be right now localized to the French, and more so in this region. So hopefully, once this army is ready to fight, I'll go ahead and do a test, see if it works. If it works, we can basically fight more of the battles over here, and then I'm not entirely sure. Hopefully, maybe I can somehow get to bypass these or force them out, or I'm not sure. But I need this region to win the campaign. So we're gonna go ahead and end turn, see what happens, and then we're going to end the video. France offers peace terms, but I mean at this point there is really no need besides, I mean, getting you know, like Prussia or something to pay me to get back into the war, but that seems rather backhandedly, so we're not going to do that. So Frenchy Froggy, go back to the hole whence you came from. Good day to you as well. And so there we are after the end turn. So what has happened is down here, I saw, you probably didn't, but because I cut it away, but during the what's it called, the end turn phase, I actually saw another British fleet come down here, and they've now taken Gibraltar. So not only, oh, and we can see the path the British took to take Madrid. Clearly they went through Portugal, because they burnt the classical university at Salamanca, and also the equestrian estate, the horse breeders at Valladolid, I want to say. So Spain is not looking good at this point. If I had a fleet, I would try to steal some Spanish lands as well. What I could do is I could bypass these guys, go directly for Marseille, then try to trade Marseille for the Torino region. Not sure about that though. That could be a plan. Also, maybe the battle... I've speculated that the battle crashes are due to me being the attacker. So maybe if the enemy attacks me, it will work. What we could do is we could try to bypass this place where we have the crashes. So I'm thinking we'll keep 2 heavy armies, but we'll send this guy down. So we'll have still a heavy presence in this region, but we'll have 2 armies trying to bypass and go for Marseille. Most of the French armies seem to be heading north with the incursion of the Prussians into this region. At the same time, my army over here is moving forward and will moving in to the Württemberg region, and we will try some diplomatic solution to get them to declare war. At the same time, I wonder if I've got that unit yet. I notice that yes, we've got the 12-pounder big or grosse artillery unit, and it has 10 guns. So I don't get the the cannons in this, because normally a cannon unit has 3 in the normal game. In this one, most of the time, unless it's a 3-pounder or a small 6-pounder or anything like that, most of the time you have 2 operational guns for most of the guns, but then you have this one massive artillery piece with 10 guns and 280 men manning it. 280 men, that's bigger than most, I mean that's the size of most infantry units. That's a huge artillery piece, and just because it's so huge, massive and cool, we need to have it. Also, there's another unit, which I haven't got yet, but I'll probably get it once I get the staff college, when I start building that, which is a cuirassier regiment. They're the reserve cavalry. 364 cuirassiers. Probably the biggest unit I have. Unless, well, there's probably a militia unit that's bigger. But of cuirassiers, 364 of them. However, obviously they don't have any of these stats, but 20 and so forth, 75 morale, defense. What's that compared to a normal? So this is the elite unit. The Karl Marx cuirassiers. So the difference is the Karl Marx has 10 more points in morale and 1 more point in charge bonus. Where do we have normal cuirassiers? There's a normal one. So a normal has 10, and so it's not that different from a normal one, just that it's twice the size. Right, let's go ahead and see if we can get the Württembergers to join the war against France. I will give you technology, Grand Battery and General Staffs, and I will also give you a large sum of money. I imagine that we'll start by testing out giving them 10,000 gold. How about that? You destitute, feeble, wig-wearing, potato-nosed bastard. And do not presume that this agreement has dampened down our fires of dislike for your nation, sir. Good day. So they did declare war. Nice. It cost me 10,000. Right, so we got the Württembergers to declare war. Why not the Swiss Confederation as well? However, maybe... Oh, it's the same guy. Wait, Stefan the First, what's this guy called? Ludwig the First. Okay. I thought it would be funny if they both were called like they had similar last name or something. So I'm gonna give you technology. I'm gonna see if I can get a discount with the Swiss, and then joining war, France. They do like me more, so maybe, and they even more destitute and weak. Let's see. Regrettably, no. I'll have to spice it up, go all the way to 10,000. Right. Spice it up. Well, obviously the Swiss aren't gonna go for my discount. And they reject them. Fine. I'm not gonna pay you anymore because I only got 17,000 left. And I want to upgrade this staff college for 4,000. And what else do I want to build? Probably units, but we'll do that off camera as we were. These troops, go ahead and join this army right here. And with that, I'll end this video. So hopefully you guys like this, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye!